Live. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's another
Coconuts.
episode of Coconuts. It's another episode of Venture Maidens. Yay! It's very exciting. I feel like it's gonna be a fun, weird night, and I'm so happy you all are here with me tonight to enjoy this experience. But hi, everybody. Welcome. It's another episode of Venture Maidens. I'm gonna be your dungeon master, Celeste Conowitch.
I got something stuck in my teeth. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm Arnadella Thill, played by Brittany Quintero, your moon elf warlock with some za stuck in her. I have a tiny gap in my front teeth.
Za, bruh.
Zaza.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm going to be playing Farah Valen, the tiefling sorceress.
I'm Nassim. I'm your human monk, Saya Noor.
We're so ready. I'm
Yep.
Sage. I'm your blingin' barbarian, Cara Brynhilda.
Whoa, blingin', especially after last game. I get it.
Yeah.
Wow, Nassim and Brittany, I'm so jealous that you all are in the same place. Aw.
I know.
I wish we could all play games together.
We miss you guys. Honestly, I know everyone misses their friends right now. It's hard. We're very lucky that we can visit each other,
Yeah.
and we wish we were all together.
One day the Maidens will have to celebrate like our 3-year anniversary.
It's coming up.
It's coming
Wait,
up.
Wouldn't it be
Four-
our 4 year?
oh, no, our
It's
4 years.
4 year.
4 years.
Our 4-year anniversary. So whenever, the world stops being cuckoo bananas, we definitely have to get together and play some D&D in real life. But that's that. That's the world. Status update. Let's do more updates. What happened last time on Venture Maidens?
So, we started by getting spat out of the mouth of a dragon turtle that was the friend of Persona, Dear Saye's water deity, who lives inside her now, as we are back on the material plane. And we got spat out of this oasis onto the sand. We're like, oh no, what time is it? What year? Where are we? Looks like a desert. This could be the right place.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find soon enough about time. And then suddenly, this little, like, Modron-looking thing came sailing up to us on a magically propelled surfboard over the sands. It was like, you're not allowed to be here. You need a permit. This is illegal use of a portal. I'm going to have to take you in. And we're like, oh my God. What?
Oh my God, who are you?
What was his name again? It was like Beep Bop.
Bebop Jack.
Bebop.
Bebop
Okay,
Jack.
that was right.
My favorite NPC.
I actually really, I like him
Until
too.
Prudence.
Very thorough.
I don't know. I like Bebop, which is a lot to say for me because Prudence is a drag queen.
Mm-hmm.
Prudence was a
he
good
was,
time too.
he was very official,
Prudence.
all
Oh,
business.
fuck yeah. Prudence was definitely the best NPC.
So
And then
Bebop brought us, to the
Bebop,
Wandering Bazaar.
a massive mountain thing that looked like it was moving through the desert at a rapid pace, and it turned out to be a earth elemental with a massive bazaar attached to it and dragging along from place to place. And we hopped on board, got our permits to be there, and then
I had this like idea. I'm like, I basically like manically grabbed everybody by the shirt collar lapel and was like, we need to talk to it. You could skip a lot of steps. and get there where we need to go. Maybe it's an idea. Who knows? I've never talked to an elemental before.
But then once we stepped out of the office and after getting our permits, it started to talk to us, didn't it?
Yeah. Okay, we did a bit of shopping.
Mhm.
Oh, hold on. We're skipping way too far ahead.
Yeah. First off, you
we
went
need
to
talk about
a
that,
bar.
Called Sam's Club.
You went to Sam's Club.
That's where we met fucking Prudence.
Yep.
Prudence
Yeah.
oh my god, Prudence is so fucking fabulous.
This wonderful beholder who used her eye stalks to make drinks, which were delightful and made us all have kind of a mundane magical
Shimmering.
effect.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And that was super cool. And she recommended a bunch of places to us because we're like, what's to do around here? We want to shop and buy things and, once in a lifetime opportunity. And so she gave some recommendations. Kara was like, hey, Farrah, can you help me go jewelry shopping? Because I want to get a present for someone. And then it got dragged out of her that it was for Isolde.
Oh my god, so spicy.
The tea. It's like a chai.
Yeah.
Full of-
Just like a little bit.
So
Yeah.
full of spice.
We're like, don't worry, we won't say anything. We won't make it weird.
Just a lot of
Not
side
drunk,
eye
don't
to
make
one
it weird.
another. Did you know? Did you know? Did you?
We're all just like, oh. And also, Arnadel has no idea that Kara and Gidget split.
Yeah, none of you. Well, except for Saya.
Just except for
Me.
Saya. So we're all just like, oh, okay. Like,
Oh,
no
this is-
comment, but eyebrow raised.
Yes, and so we went to the Dark Crystal Brewery, which is owned by Swerfniblin, and we haggled some prices and finally got a beautiful statement piece for Isolde, composed of platinum and sapphires that Nassim brilliantly dreamed up.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, and then it was after that then, as we were starting to walk around again with our drinks in hand, when the Earth Elemental was like, travelers. We're like, who?
We don't know what it said. We just heard the rumble, and then we both were like, I was like, what language was it speaking? And Celeste left us on the cliffhanger with Terran.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that is where we are picking back up after our Sex and the City-esque escapades through the bazaar, through this interdimensional bazaar that is like being pulled around the Kronos desert by a gigantic earth elemental who seems okay with it. You all had just emerged from this jewelry shop after securing this beautiful piece, and the streets themselves had begun to rumble beneath your feet. You had seen people in the streets like gripping at their stalls and looking towards the sky, trying to figure out what's happening as this giant disc that's being pulled behind the earth elemental just starts to shudder. And you had heard this massive creaking low voice bellowing from the direction of the earth elemental. And Saye, somehow you had known almost that it was speaking towards you or to you specifically. You're not really sure how you knew, but this voice had echoed out and given you the sense that it wanted to speak with you. And that's where we're starting. So in the streets, everybody all around you is kind of freaking out and like screaming and, like clutching their vases that have been lovingly set up on all these table stalls and like just making sure everybody's okay. And the rumbling suddenly stops. And all of these people in the streets are looking at each other just completely baffled by what just happened.
What the fuck is that?
Are you just saying that to the universe? I think a lot of people are going, what the fuck was that? Like,
Just clutching her staff like,
Yeah. And everybody, in the streets, they start like whispering toward one another and like just looking up and around and.
Well, is that the rock?
Yeah. I think it's trying to tell me something. I don't really know. I couldn't really understand it. Let's step out of the crowd for a second, and I want to try to find like, I don't know, an alley or something a little more spacious, an open area to try and like silence my head a little bit and reach out to it.
Yeah, this whole town is very compact and the streets are very narrow, and you do like duck into like an alley behind some of these stacked buildings, but you see that there are like a bunch of people lurking in this alley. Basically wherever you turn, like there's not enough space for anyone here. So you're gonna be hard pressed to find a quiet spot from where you are.
Maybe
Well, I understand.
we
it too,
should
right?
use a message spell or something so that if that's what it sounds like when it says "Hey, sup," we're not shaking the entire town for a whole conversation.
Yeah, it's
Well, I mean,
it's
oh yeah.
it's speaking. You said Terran, and I have language of
You should speak Terran. I
Yeah.
speak.
tongue of sun and moon, so I can understand all spoken languages, and any creature that can understand a language
Freaking
Same.
can
monks.
understand what I say. You have that too?
I have telepathy.
Okay.
So as long as we. Also, primordial. Do you,
Yeah.
you speak
So if you
primordial,
speak
too?
primordial, you speak all four of the dialects, which
great.
is Terran, Ignan, Aran, and
Aquin.
Aquin. Oh, the one
Yeah.
we just did. Yeah.
I'm not
Staring
really
at
worried
this that
about
we're
the
sitting next to each
understanding
other.
so much as how much damage these replies from this big guy or girl or person is gonna do to this city long term.
You have a telepathy also?
No.
Hopefully they're not very verbose.
I was gonna say we could like join hands and like mutually communicate. That would be.
I can just
Doing
speak
a
in
seance.
primordial, and you can understand.
I speak primordial. Well, I can use telepathy to speak to it.
Yeah.
I just don't want him to reply out loud.
That's what I was saying. Like the whole telepathy thing. Like it was. They can respond with the feat that I took.
Okay.
Okay, go
All
for
right.
it.
So I'm gonna just like look and we have this conversation in the street, right?
Yeah, I mean, you all are standing right there outside of the jewelry shop. Kara still has the nicely wrapped box. Like,
Put it in the
So I'm gonna put my hands. I'm just gonna unprompted put my hands in the ground and just like kind of look up at Sai and be like, what do you want me to say?
We hear you. What is it you're trying to tell us? I don't know. We're here to help.
And then I add, I'm using telepathy, so let's just do this so nobody dies from the earthquakes of your magnificent voice.
sure. So, let's see. So I think you get like a big pause back, like somebody, like you sense that something heard you, right? But there's like a thoughtful creak that like moves through your mind, like the crust of the earth slowly moving as it
Kinda like
makes a decision.
Left unread by an earth elemental.
Who would have
You know,
thought?
like when somebody's like trying to figure out what they're saying and you just see the dots, like
Yeah.
the ellipsis, and
And
it
you're
never a message never sends, and you're just like, I see that you're writing.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
And I think in response, there's like another vibration that starts like through the streets, and it's not as intense as the last one. It's sort of a and like everybody's like, "Oh my god!" and like clutches their stuff, and then the noise sort of stops as whatever the response is cut off, and then you get a sense. I think you see in pictures rather than like hear in words, and you see this kind of image of like a chamber, and it appears to be maybe underground, but it looks like sort of the inside of a geode, with all of these like purpley amethyst crystals like forming the ceiling, and you see a tunnel, and that's kind of the image it gives to you.
What are you trying to show us?
Arnadil looks at us like, I think telepathy might be weird when it comes to like, elemental conversation. I think it's giving it, pictures are worth 1,000 words.
Mhm.
And I think that,
A lot of interpretation can be had.
well, thank God I'm a visual learner. So Arnadil shares like the depiction, and I think this earth elemental made it very clear that that's exactly what it wanted to communicate. So I'm like, I think we have to figure out how to get there, and that'll probably be the extent of the conversation that we have with, just a guess.
Well, what if we go approach it, and then maybe it won't have to be as loud to talk to us?
I just hope that wasn't its whisper.
I mean,
think that also my brain kind of hurts at the idea. Like, I'm glad it said that in a picture, because I think its mental voice would probably break my brain. We're talking to a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I mean, like, talk. I think if it uses its vocal cords, if that's what it has, it'll probably continue to disrupt. I don't know if we'll be able to do a lot of talking with it.
well, I mean, if it was trying to talk to us earlier, I mean, these people knowingly hitched their town to an earth elemental. It kind of goes with the territory.
Yeah, earthquakes
Well,
fucking
Why
happen.
would they talk to the thing?
Not everyone can
shrugs
talk to an
like-
elemental.
I mean,
don't
like, they
think-
just hitch a ride. It goes where they're cool with where it goes. There's like no communication, but we did reach out to it. Kind of.
Yeah, they
Did we?
Seem to
No, we didn't.
used to that
Must
thing
feel
talking
you.
to them at all. So I don't think this is normal.
Well, I mean, either way, we're stopped at the oasis. It's gonna keep going when it wants to go, so we might as well go over there and try to talk to it,
I think
right?
I think we got to figure out how to get to this geode. And what can I recall of the memory? Like, was there any specific, like, the image that got blasted into my head? Was there? There's the inside of a geode, which is beautiful, and I'm very, very excited about that. But like, was there any defining factor other than the tunnel that might give a clue as to?
Why don't you make me an intelligence-based perception check?
Okay.
To
And in
retroactively.
the meantime, I'm
remember.
gonna look at Kara and be like, "What's up, Rock Queen? Any chance you might have some rock knowledge on where a geode might live inside of an earth elemental? That, like, is that like the spleen or liver? Oh God.
Oh Jesus!
Def-
Oh,
Definitely
that's not
don't.
even a D20. That's a D10.
You can add 3 to your roll too.
Definitely don't have that knowledge.
Yes. What?
You said
Is
I
it
had a
good or
3
is
to
it
that?
bad?
I don't know what it is.
It's a 1.
That's a 1.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, you're like, I think the image was so like not what you were expecting that you weren't really able to commit it very well to memory. So it's just kind of a flash that went through your head.
Saya is gonna reach out in primordial, and just kind of ask, because I'm sure you shared with us the geode image.
Yeah, of course it did.
Why are you showing this to us? What do you want us to find?
And you're saying that out loud, right?
Yes.
I'll telepathically. I still have my hands in the ground, and
I'm saying it out loud.
okay, well,
You can communicate it telepathically as well, but
just in case.
I'm not concerned with the earthquake. I don't think it would be strong enough to do real damage.
Yeah, and I think there's another long pause that comes through.
He's typing.
Yeah. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Very slow, because
Those
earth
big
elementals.
giant rocky fingers.
And then I think, Arnadel, you get another flash in your head. It looks like the side of a mountain, made of kind of the same rock of the elemental itself. And you see like these spiny crystals that almost look like, God, what's that word? It's like the crest you might see on like some kind of reptiles. And
Spines.
yeah, spines. Yeah, and you just see these kind of spines, and on this hillside is like a cave entrance.
What color are they?
The spines are a kind of a purplish mottled color. They're really dusty, though.
Oh yeah, that's kind of what geodes look like on the outside. So I'm like, I bet we gotta climb this thing. I share that. I share the image with everybody. I'm like, okay, this is the next. It's communicating with me in images. I really think that it's not going to talk. I'm going to try to continue. I think that's the best that we can get for now. Is it's telling us where to go if we want more information.
Well, what's the plan to get from this disc thing over onto a mountain? I'm not really a hiker.
Could it take
Are
us
gonna
there?
have to be.
I bet they have some kind of. You know who we should talk to? We should talk to Bebop.
You should talk to the Earth Elemental to ask it if it'll take us there.
Because I think if we talk to Bebop, he's gonna be like, either that's not allowed or you need 18 permits to do that.
you need to
Fair
sign
enough.
like 15
No.
more pieces of paper if you're gonna start climbing all over the rock.
Bebop is too stressed out, and he stresses me out. So
Let's just
I
send
think
him a
Do you
lavender
think Prudence
candle.
would know? I mean, the barkeep always knows what's up.
We can
Am
try.
I wrong?
And also,
Yeah,
I
we
just
can
want to talk
try.
to Prudence constantly. So, I mean,
Could I make a either history or maybe nature to see if I know, having lived under mountains, if that particular mountain rings any bells?
Sure.
Because it sounds like a fancy mountain.
Yeah. Roll a stone cutting, I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
sure, for sure. I think I get double proficiency. Let me just double check. Features and traits. History related to the origin of stonework. You're considered proficient and add double my proficiency. Nice.
Mm.
Oh hell yeah, that was a 19 plus some shit.
Okay.
Plus 6, so 25.
All right. So based on that description, that doesn't seem like any regular kind of stone that you know about. In fact, you think that was probably the back of the elemental.
Oh. I relay this.
Yeah. So you think probably the cave entrance is somewhere on the elemental.
Yeah, it's like a pour.
Yeah. So like this
Crazy.
crystal geode or something is probably inside of it.
Like a hair follicle.
if anything, I think our first move should just be to
Gotta pop
get
it.
closer, as close as possible to the edge of this disc and see what paths could
We-
lead us
we
to
know-
the mountain.
We know it's being pulled by chains or ropes.
Yeah, but-
because Celeste mentioned it, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Arnold's gonna want to know what kind of fucking chains or rope is being used for this situation,
Yeah,
because
what?
that sounds really interesting.
So if we get close enough, we'll get a better look at the size of those things, and if they're big enough, we could just fucking
I mean, I think we could
walk
just
across.
we can see where the fucking thing is. It's a fucking mountain, so we'll just walk that direction, and
Yeah.
then when we get to the edge of town, we'll see.
Yep.
There's some fucking.
That's the plan. That's what I suggest.
Let's go.
All right. Yeah.
Onwards.
And so with that, you can easily start winding your way through, well, not so easily, wind your way through these like jam-packed streets. And now that like the tremors have definitely stopped, immediately sales resume as people are just hawking all kinds of wares at you. People are like throwing beautiful things in your face, shouting at you like, "Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Like, you need this, you need this." And all again those like illusion signs are spinning everywhere, and it's just bright, colorful. Everybody's trying to sell you something as you push your way through this crowd, making it to the very edge of the disc. And as you get like closer to the edge, things kind of quiet down. You think maybe it's more residential buildings as opposed to like the big market throngs. So you finally have a little bit of space to breathe as you walk between these buildings. And you come to the end of this large disc, and the elemental looms so far, towers above the city, that you can see it wherever you are on the disc of the bazaar. So you make your way there, and then you come to the edge, and like punched through the edge of this disc are these incredibly thick chains that seem to be made of like a burnished orange kind of metal, and each of these links is easily the size of like a full ship. They're huge, and these links are interspersed with these other links that seem to be made just of golden light, an energy very similar to the sail that you saw Bebop using when he was flying across the desert on his little surfboard. So yeah, and these chains just stretch on like for probably about a mile up, and they attach to these like hooks that have just been like sunk into the earth elemental's like side. I mean, you can't really see his feet. You just see like the top, this like large kind of mountainous back in the ridges that form this. So you're assuming his feet are below the ground, but he kind of like sails through. It almost looks like a shark moving through the sand. So these hooks are just like embedded into the rock of his skin.
I'm assuming these are very magical.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. They're incredibly magical.
Are the chains like taut, or are they like shaking all over the place?
So right now there's some slack. So you think probably at full length, like the earth elemental is maybe, like a full mile away from where you are. Like,
so he's not moving.
He's not moving right now. He's just sat there like a mountain. So the chains are, kind of loose and slack right now.
All right, people, we can make it across that if we run straight under 10 minutes. We've all been working out, right?
10-minute mile.
10 in my mile. 10 in my mile.
That's not even that fast.
I have been paying for a gym membership that I haven't used for 8 years.
Wait, is this Farah or Katie talking?
No, mine's only a year.
Okay.
We also have like 30 pounds plus of gear on our backs.
We each have like 100.
I mean, with a bag of holding, though.
Hey, it's fine.
I have 50.
Just
I
stick
also
out
have about
straws
50.
in the bag of holding, and I'll just go right in there. I'm skinny. I'll fit. Just
Or you
maybe
better hold
we'll-
your breath, girl.
Maybe
Just put a
a
little straw,
13-minute
breathe through
mile.
okay.
What happened with that rope of yours?
That'd be way slower.
Escalator rope?
If we
It would take a
use the
very
rope,
long time.
Yeah, it would be
Alright.
so much slower.
Fair enough.
It would take like 3 hours.
I could dimension door.
I
With
can
my
dimension
cloak.
door too.
So you
There's-
could each grab
Never
one of
split
you.
the party though.
Well, we just take one each.
Oh, can I take someone with me while with the cloak?
You can take one
yeah,
person
I
with
can,
you.
hold on. I can. I mean, just double check.
Well then, shit, yeah, let's do that.
Dimension door. That gets us 500 feet. Where is that?
It'll still have quite a bit to go.
That's like 1/10 of a mile. Cool.
Well, I mean, when I think about something that's like pinned high up and then a disc that's low, there's gonna be a point where like, yeah, we can run across,
Yeah.
but then it's gonna
That'll
go
give
gonna
us
have
like
to
a
really
third
fast.
of
Yeah.
the way.
You're gonna have to climb at some point.
We're gonna at some point. So maybe we
Like-
save that for once we have to go
Wait,
up instead
go
of
up.
across.
All right, touche. So let's get like 2/3 of the way, and then to dimension door the last bit.
Oh, sounds good. I'm gonna need that at the end.
Yeah, let's just get moving, and then as
One more
soon as we
picture.
start to feel movement, teleport as far as we can go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right,
Bebop
so we
Jax
each
is
get to
gonna
take
like
one
write us
willing
up in
creature
5
with us.
seconds. Let's just go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't loiter. Yeah.
Definitely against regulation.
So, yeah.
They
So
don't have to know.
you can.
I mean, technically, it's outside of city jurisdiction, right?
the Oasis was apparently in
The
their
chains?
jurisdiction. So
Yeah, the oasis was just a part of the desert.
that's not what Bebop said. Anyway,
I think Bebop bends the rules a little bit.
he is the
He had a
law.
quota to fill, didn't he?
Bebop Jax is the law. The bazaar.
Really, he doesn't have any upper management. He's just a guy who
Literally,
likes
it's
to-
just him. Anyway, so yeah, you can easily climb down from the disc onto these chains, and you do an odd sort of climbing, running across them. I mean, these chains are so large, it's sort of like crossing a bridge every time you go through, and you do have to like hop a little bit to make it to the next one. Where these ones that are made of light, they're semi-solid. But it's kind of just an odd feeling. Like if you step on it and stay for too long, your foot sort of starts to sink into it. So, but if you move quickly, it's fine. As you make your way across these chains, and you do, huh? Yes, Brittany. I got a
All-Star
finger.
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
He's a full size dragon for like 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
1 minute per charge.
1 minute per charge. Yeah.
Oh, 1 minute. I mean, that's how many seconds? Like he flies at 60 feet a second or a round, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just depending on how many charges you used last time, but because I don't think you haven't had a sleepy yet.
We did.
In the
We
land
slept
of
in the-
water.
Oh yeah, you did in the land of water. Okay, you did have a sleepy underwater. Nice.
The land of water, lol.
It was great.
That's
Best
a-
waterbed I've ever had.
That's a
Uh,
juxtaposition or a contradiction.
Yeah, so you can definitely make it up to the point where now you see that there's like just a sheer cliff face basically of these chains that lead up onto the back of this mountain in front of you. So what are we doing?
Alistar Fitzpatrick up like 2/3 of the way, and then we're gonna dimension door the rest of the way, right?
Alistar could hold probably 2 of you since he's large. Large is the size of a horse. So he could hold 2
I
of you.
could fly and carry Kara.
Oh, could you carry hundreds of pounds?
Kara's like 300
Problem
pounds.
I am. Farah's just tall. she's skin and bones.
You could
Okay,
also just
whoever
make
is lighter.
an athletics checks to try and climb this.
Kara's just gonna start running after all this debate and is just like, fuck it.
There you go.
Ugh,
Alright, I'll make an
I hate
athletics-
cardio.
All right, go ahead and make some athletics checks then if you're climbing up this
Ooh.
big boy.
Cardio is
I
hard
think
though.
while we're doing that, Arnold's like, oh, okay,
15.
it's gonna go to
22.
Okay.
natural
Farah
20.
sees everybody just running up this shit, and she's like, fucking hell. And she's gonna
I cast guidance on you, Farah.
Oh, team guidance.
Thanks. Okay. 11 plus
Got a natural
4
one and a natural 20.
Plus 3.
That's a
Okay. So 11 plus 3, 14 plus, what's my athletics? 15.
Cool. Yeah. So you all begin to climb your way up the chains. Luckily, there are a lot of handholds, so it's not too hard. But it is a hot day in the desert. And the minute you stepped off of the disc, all of a sudden you started to feel the suppressive heat once again. You're not sure if like the bazaar had some kind of cooling effect or something, but like it's just coming in full force now. So you all make it about 1/3 of the way up at this point, and I need you to go ahead and make me some more athletics checks.
Oh my god.
Since I know that Arnadel wilts in the sun like a flower, Kara will cast guidance on Arnadel next.
Thank you. What do I get with that?
Self.
A plus 2.
Oh,
Oh, nice. Kara got a 21.
I got a
I got-
7.
Oh boy.
12.
Oh boy.
I started off real strong, and then Kara saw Arnadel like start to get winded, like almost immediately.
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
16.
Okay. So both Farah and Arnadel, you get this far up and you're hanging on to the chain, but you're like, I can't go on. This is so hard.
Come back for the nerd.
My hands are burning.
Yeah. I will let you go ahead and climb up another set if you would like, but you will take a point of exhaustion if you do so.
How far are we along this chain?
1/3 of the way up.
Would you say that's like 500 feet away from the top?
1/3 of a mile is like
1,000.
1,500 feet. That's a mile.
No,
A mile is
miles.
5,000. A mile is 5,280 feet.
So let's say it's like half a mile of sheer up. So
I was thinking 1,500,
You
which
could
is I was like 2/3.
yeah, you could do
Um,
Dimension Door could get you to the top.
I have lesser restoration, so if you're feeling a little tired, I can help you out with that.
I don't feel tired. Just don't look as we use magic to get us through this.
Just
They'll
don't
help
look.
us.
Wait, Dimension Door will get us to
Yeah.
the top?
Why not?
Okay.
Oh, well then I'm like fuck this.
Well,
And I
now
like
that-
grab whoever's next to me and fucking bamf myself up there.
Okay, you can grab Farah because both of you are just like sweating,
Oh, yeah, you have
nasty,
dimension door.
a third of the way up the chain. While Saya and Kara have like already gone way the fuck up above you. They're fine. So,
Bye, athletes.
so you boop
Failed gym.
up the way, all the way up to the top. And then Saya and Kara, give me your final athletics.
I will give Saya guidance.
Thank
So
you.
plus 4. We got this.
Mhm. Plus
I don't
4,
have that
25.
Nice.
Oh, that's a 21 again.
Okay, yeah, Kara and Saya are fine. You're like, it was a pretty good climb. But you've climbed worse. And so you get
You're
up.
still probably huffing and puffing by the time you guys get up there.
Yeah. So
Just,
Arnett,
like miserable.
so at the very top of these chains, so you're standing like right where the hook attaches into this creature here. And the land you're standing on is by no means flat in of itself. It's very hilly and like ridged, like you're on the back of a large creature. And you do see now that you're up here, there are all of these little purple crystals and spikes and ridges all over the back of this creature.
Does this look
It looks a lot like your vision.
Okay, cool. I'm like, we're on the right, all epic, like we're on the right track.
Yes. Yeah. And it's still one of those things where like you kind of have to walk with like your hands and your feet at some points as you're climbing because it is just so uneven and weird. So why don't y'all go ahead and make me a group survival check to see how fast you can find this this cave.
Guidancing myself. Okay.
You said what? Nature?
Survival.
Survival. I got a 14.
19.
19 for me as well.
Okay.
18.
All right. Sweet. So that is 3 successes. So as you all are kind of like sort of like fan out and like look around to see where the entrance to this like cave might be, about 60 feet up from where you were before, one of you spots it just in the side. It's just like it's like where 2 plates of rock kind of meet at each other and form this like crevice that leads. It's completely dark and seems to lead deeper into the earth elemental.
Whew.
Yeah.
Is this flat?
No, none of it's flat. It's all
Fuck.
just weird. But when you do manage to like climb inside this tunnel, it's weirdly like smooth inside here. So it's not as like rocky and weird as before. So yeah, this is some kind of like pore or like just smooth hole in this creature. And it is completely dark in here. But the heat of the sun is off of you as you head back into this tunnel here. And as you continue onward, the tunnel goes for like 30 feet, 60 feet. It's getting pretty long as you're making your way here. And then eventually you begin to see this like faint lavender glow from up ahead of you as the ceiling starts to change from this smooth, like well-worn surface to these little rocky crystals. Just like you saw before. And in a matter of moments, you are standing inside that cave that you saw in your vision there. And the cave is much bigger in real life than it felt in this vision here. So it's like this perfectly spherical cavern that stands maybe, 50 feet tall by 50 feet wide and just completely covered in these gemstones with this faintly glowing light. So.
Well, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
It's bigger than what I thought it was, but pretty dope, right?
Kara's eyes are like saucers as she's looking at everything. It's just like, oh, it like wants to touch all the things.
I'm gonna do a quick detect magic. Just,
Sure. As you're looking at it, everywhere in this creature has this sort of ambient life force that you've seen before with elementals. So nothing in here is a magic spell. This is just the inside of a magic creature.
Cool.
And a very magical one. at that, just based on its size and age. You're like, wow, this must be one of the oldest earth elementals like on this plane, quite
That's
honestly.
cool. Wow.
Yeah, Saya was like kind of in awe for a while. Well, as soon as she steps foot onto its surface and as she descends into it, seeing all these crystals, just amazed at its awesomeness and feels, I don't know, a sense of gratitude for being invited here.
Wow.
And is like, wow, thank you for letting us board you. And I totally understand why my father was interested in making this his focus of study. It's beautiful.
I
Yeah.
want to look at Kara and be like, have you ever seen anything like this before in the mountains?
I mean, like this is sort of like some storybook shit. You know, there's stories that, you know, elders tell kids to, you know, not go down any random holes in the ground, but I've definitely never seen this in person.
I mean, these crystals it's incredible. Like, it's taking all ounces of respect to not like take samples of this and like study it later. I'm just gonna be like, Cara, can you remember this? I'm gonna have many questions. Like, look, I need to document this. This is dope.
I'm getting serious images of The Core. I don't know if any of you have seen that movie.
Oh no.
Yeah, where they enter that pocket of the earth and it's all gigantic
Crystalline.
amethyst crystals. That's what I'm seeing.
Whoa, very
That
cool.
cave in Mexico with the gypsum crystals that are like skyscraper size.
Fuck.
Whoa.
That's a real place.
Yeah, and as you all are kind of taking in this crystal cavern that stretches before you, you begin to hear like small like shattering or like cracking sounds. As you see one of these swaths of crystals, the crystals start to like crack and begin to float upwards, like forming all of these shards that sort of swirl together in this small tornado shape. Until
Like Atlantis.
I don't know. Until all these crystal shards kind of form the rough shape of like a humanoid figure. So like the torso and head of a humanoid with these arms, and it's holding these two longer shards of crystals, almost like drumsticks, and it begins to tap on some of the crystals around it, and it's letting out these beautiful like resonant notes.
Ooh, I know. I'm like,
That's cool.
I
Yeah.
know. My imagination is on fire.
Yeah. And as it's going ahead and it's doing so, Saye and Arnadel, I think after a while you start to recognize that these sounds sound an awful like words, like Terran words that it's communicating to you.
Let's tune the fuck in.
Yeah.
I look at you and I'm like, I frantically like gesture like, guys, it's singing. Like, shh, 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 shh.
And basically what it's saying to you, I'm sorry this had to be so hard. I'm not used to speaking with ones like you.
You understood that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess we should just say out loud, like in primordial, no, this is new for us too, and it's an honor, and thank you for accommodating us.
It is a rare pleasure to find one who knows my kind so well.
It's rare to find your kind at all.
Also, this one over here, I'm pointing at Kara, is one knows your kind very, very well.
A child of the stone.
Yes.
When Kara sees Arnadel, she has no idea what's being said, but when Kara sees Arnadel point at Kara, she's like, "Whoa, are you a Titan?"
And I guess like I'll just say it too. I'm like, yeah.
I do not know that word, but I have been here since the beginning. I'm waiting for someone.
I'll take the moment. I'll be the active translator, and you be the main communicator. How about that?
Okay, you mean translating to the rest of the maidens?
Yeah, you communicate specifically, and I will take the role of letting whatever this creature says to the rest of the maidens.
Okay.
And then if anybody else has questions, that'll be my role.
Okay. Who are you waiting for?
A friend. But I'm killing time here in this desert until they arrive.
I hope you find them soon.
Mm.
What can we...
Who's their friend?
Who's your friend?
They will come when this world is ready to end, and we will return.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't gain any meaning from that at all. I
think
just
they
kind
might
of...
be talking about Rem.
I don't know about that.
Because Rem grabbed that suit of armor from the depths of a mountain.
Doesn't mean she knows elementals
I think I mean,
personally, and they're buds.
It was
Arnidal's like, Saya's like saying this, and Arnidal's just like, her alarms are going off in her head. She's just like, so I don't
Taurus,
like, how do you?
If that's your concern, just out of curiosity, this friend, do they go by the name Ren?
I do not know if that is a name they have given themselves.
Are they a child of Nerul?
Daughter of Nerul.
A
Or
child,
perhaps the daughter of Nerul?
a child of the gods, yes. But I saw you here and thought perhaps I could help. I know some of your kind, small one. They have been kind to my people in the past, working with us rather than enslaving us. And I thought, while I have some free time, if perhaps I could help.
Thank you. Yes, it's always been an honor to work together with your kind. And we're always so grateful for the power that you lend us. If you're willing to offer us your help, we would gratefully accept it.
What is it that you need? What can this rock do for you?
Where is it we're trying to go?
Weird. Needing to get
The
to
veil.
The veil. No, you're right. The veil.
Arnidal gives you the exact geographical coordinates of our destination that she wrote down from a map.
Do you know another Titan by the name of Menetios?
I am not familiar with that name, though names mean so little to the earth. It is my home, after all. You're the ones who like to name it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wish we had a different description, because maybe that would help, but we just have a name.
Yeah, Master Artificer and Wizard Lady.
I have been in this desert for a very long time.
I imagine Earth is the oldest of all the elements, so I don't think names even hold any weight in their memory anymore.
Try telling that to fire. They get very upset.
You guys are like kind of like cousins, though.
I can take
Well-
you to the teeth, certainly. I could
That
get
would-
you there in less than a day.
That would be hugely helpful.
Though if I traveled that quickly, I might destroy those who follow me around.
Oh, well, we don't wish to harm the people who happen to be passengers. So, as fast as you could without bringing great destruction.
What if they got left in the oasis and then they like picked it up later? I mean, you could just like unchain. I'm very curious, respectfully. Please don't answer if you don't want to. What is the relationship with you and the disc that you carry with you?
I was resting in my travels, and suddenly they came and stuck this contraption on my back. I didn't know what they wanted, so I waited, and they traveled with me for some days, and they persisted, and their settlement got bigger, and I grew rather fond of them.
Okay.
They are quite persistent.
But you don't mind, like they're not like a nuisance.
It is no trouble to me. I have nothing but time.
All right.
I'm very happy to hear that. I'm glad it's a symbiotic relationship of some sort.
Or just non-negative.
Just non-negative, yeah.
It makes no difference to me whether they are there or not. Sometimes I forget.
Oh, fair enough. Well, thanks for not, we don't want to kill them. They seem nice enough.
All right.
And if they're not, if they were bothered, then obviously we wouldn't. But they're not, so.
At a safe speed, what would you estimate the total travel time to be?
Perhaps 3 days?
I think that's great.
Can we mention that, like, maybe if they see somebody who looks like our companions, we like pause for a break so they can get on board? So they're not, like, stranded.
On your travels up to the oasis and on our way to the teeth, have you seen anyone else wandering the desert? I describe what they look like, the few people we left behind. I think it was 4 people in our total travel group. If you've seen them so far, and if not, maybe let us know if you happen to come across anyone like that. We're missing some friends.
I have not seen them, but I could send my children to find them.
Arnold's just like, it really helps to have friends in high places.
That would be wonderful. We're really concerned whether or not they've made it out of the storms and other dangers that linger in this desert, and we'd like to at least let them know that we are well on our way. If you could send your children out to seek them out, that would be incredible, and we'll obviously do whatever we could to help you in return.
Will your companions also respect my children?
If they for an instant do not, they will have to answer to me.
Or just, leave their asses behind.
Yeah, what's your children's main form of communication is what I'm wondering.
They are born of my flesh and speak a little more easily than I do.
With my warlock familiar abilities, I think it's just on the same, there's no distance, it's like the same plane of existence, right?
Yes.
I think it is.
Bye, baby.
I think we need to have a messenger.
To go with the babies, is that what you mean?
My baby has to go with the mountains, baby. Actually, this is a great Ardadell's not thinking this, Brittany, it's a collateral. So I'm gonna look up, and I'm gonna have like an emotional moment, and I'm gonna look up at the crystalline creature that we were communicating with, and kind of drop the translator situation and speaks in primordial and be like, this is like my most cherished soul that means so much to me. This is my little shadow companion that is part of my soul, which, to what I understand, is who you are also sending to gather our friends. And I'm not confident that our friends will be able to communicate. And so that no harm befalls your babies, I'm going to send my baby with your babies so that they may communicate. And
It'll be a caravan of babies.
Caravan of babies. This is my diplomatic gift to the situation since you're helping me out. You're taking a risk with your babies. I'm going to follow suit and take a risk with my baby. And
Babies.
Ardedel's trying really hard not to cry because this is the last thing that she wants to do, but it's like very important. So she's looking at, and she's like vibing this energy with Alistair Fitzpatrick. So like obviously he's scared too, and we're both like having this like scared moment, but duty calls.
They will recognize her companion as one of us and know what it means, and
to not be attached to my neck.
Yeah. And the elemental begins to pluck again those musical notes as they speak to you. This seems amenable to me. It is difficult to watch one's children leave, but they can protect each other. We must have faith in them.
And also just like
And it's so weird because it's like music note voice. So it's that's like
I feel like I would imagine it like glass.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you play glasses.
Yeah, the edges
like
of
the wine
glasses.
glasses.
It's a lot like that. Yeah.
That is an incredible.
it's emotional but still comforting.
Yeah.
haunting.
Hauntingly beautiful.
Ethereal. So yeah, I have a moment with Alistair Fitzpatrick, and he kind of like put him down, and he like walks up to the crystalline creature kind of expectantly, like, okay, like, where do I go? Hello.
If you all would exit my heart, they shall meet you on the outside. I shall carry you to your journey, and my children shall do their work. Within 3 days, you shall reach your destination, and I should be able to find your friends.
Okay. Wow.
Thank you so much.
We should just like stay like here.
We have to leave its heart.
Well, I mean, like not in the heart, but like, camp out on its back.
Oh. Why? There's inns and taverns and stuff in the city.
I mean,
it's really into not killing the people, I guess, on the disc. It seems to like them for some reason.
Yeah. All right, I guess. Arnedel's like, I don't want to climb that fucking chain again, but okay. Sure.
Not even for a drink from Prudence. Come on. No.
I would do anything.
I do love Prudence, but also like that is a 2-mile chain hike.
Man, a real bed though, I think might be worth it.
I think at this point I'm like in denial about what a real bed is like because it's so inconsistent. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This just doesn't matter.
It's all the same.
But yeah, I do want another like dope ass sparkle drink from Prudence. All right. So I'm gonna have a clutch moment, and I'm gonna tell Alistair Fitzpatrick, I'm like, look, every night we're gonna check in with each other at this time.
You call me on your cell phone.
I'm gonna have like a mental.
I swear to God, Alistair. No.
We have to talk to each other. I need to know what's going on. So this time in 24 hours.
Tell me all the friends you're hanging out with, what you're doing.
I'll make sure that I'm in a place where we can have our little vibey thing, and because that I go into a trance whenever that happens.
Yeah. He looks up at you and he nods seriously, his eyes like growing wide as he kind of looks like nervously at this like crystal chamber.
I give him a lot of kisses. I'm like, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a blast. You're gonna be a wreck. don't you worry about me. You are gonna have fun. I can't wait to tell me about it tomorrow. I can't wait to hear about it tomorrow.
For extra love and support, I'm gonna give him little scratchies around his chin and ears and just be like, thank you so much. You're helping your mommy and her friends so much. You're such a brave little boy.
He like turns and looks over at Kara because it took a minute for them to bond. Yo, you guys had some bonding time. You guys have bonded.
I guess so.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you guys have had a moment or two in previous times past.
He's definitely grown on her.
Kara's just like, safe travels.
I'm like,
He
she
farts
can
on
always
you
summon
because
another
he-
one.
Here's a condom.
Shh. Shush. You know nothing. He farts on you with his glitter farts. He like poofs on you. Mostly because he knows that that's your style of humor. Well, he
fart
thinks
jokes.
it is.
Yes.
Based off of what Arnadell thinks. Fart jokes. And then he goes up to and nuzzles Farah as well. He hasn't had a lot of bonding time with Farah either, but is like, hi.
Listen, kid,
I shall
I
miss
wrote
you
on your
too.
back, and it was really great for your first time. So this first time is gonna be really great too. You're gonna have fun. Okay, get out. I don't. You're crying. Take a drink.
Yeah, he like nudges and everything, and I'm like, okay, like fucking, come on, baby, go.
All right.
They're waiting.
So do you make it, you head out of this heart, apparently, and out of the tunnel and back out into the light of day.
Yes.
And as you do so, you step out of this sort of hidden crevice, and it takes you a moment to adjust to the light of the sun. And then you start to feel that the rock beneath your feet rumbles and shifts, like more tectonic movement, and big pieces of this elemental start to crack and pop, and you see these like magma seams appear as like these big chunks actually melt away from the rock and sort of like drift off, just hovering right above it. And these molten chunks begin to form into like vaguely shapes of legs and arms as these earth elementals, as like you would normally see them, start to just like be born from this like elemental mass. And a bunch of them like come and cluster up towards you all, and one of them you see like its face is sort of like it's got like a cool like mohawk of geode as it looks out and kind of extends its hands out gently towards Alistar.
Send them off into the wind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the elemental kind of puts him up and like puts it on his head, and you see Alistar like just like grips on to like one of these little things. And the earth elemental just glides down over the surface of this gigantic creature that birthed it. And you see effortlessly kind of slides down the rock and floats above the sands and just like speeds off. Again, just like hovering above the surface, barely trailing a line into the sand as a bunch of these creatures just head off in every compass direction to scour the desert. And one of these things like kind of waits and doesn't head off with the others, and it like extends its hands towards you all and looks up. Ride.
Yes.
Oh my
Thank
god.
the
Yeah.
gods.
Oh, thank God. What a lovely. I love earth elementals, you guys.
This is such a wonderful experience. Just gonna give a little like pat and stroke to the earth that we're standing on. Thank you. That's all. Thank you.
Oh,
You're wonderful.
Yeah, and it sort of just holds up its two like giant arms towards you all.
Farah's already on that. She's like looking at that chain. She's like, never again. This is.
But yeah.
Yeah, and you
I
can
mean, I
definitely
was willing to camp on this thing's back
to
'cause
not
I-
deal with that. Yeah.
To not.
Yeah.
3 days, no problem.
Yeah. And it'll like, you can just grab onto it. And once you all are secured, it just, again, like the others, just glides effortlessly down and sets you like gently at the edge of the disc. And it sort of nods and like cracks its like rocky body and then dives off the edge of the disc and begins to burrow its way through the sand to join the others.
Kara is fangirling so hard, like that. Oh my god! And she turns to Arnadel and Sai is like, "You all have to teach me how to talk to rocks."
To Dr. Rox.
Arnadel starts nerding out immediately. She's like, "Oh, you already have the basics. Like you're feeling your what do you call it? Stone sense?
Yes.
Stone,
Primordial is more of a feeling. darling.
Yeah, you feel it. Like you already know. I think you can kind of pick up on the vibe. Like it'll come super easy for you.
I'll work with you. Yeah, I'm sure we both will. We're all nerding out together. I think we all have our own vested
Hell yeah.
interests, and what an amazing experience that just was.
Saya's like spoken accent is way better than mine. I'm very good at like understanding, but my speaking is, I just don't have the tonality for it. So, the two of our powers combined.
Hell yeah.
And that's your kingdom.
My daddy knew how to talk to elementals. I talk just like him. Anyway, so you have all been deposited. Yes, I worked daddy into a conversation. It's fine. So you all have been deposited at the edge of this disc here. And this whole experience probably took about, all the climbing and everything, maybe about 2 hours or so. And when you had been launched out of the oasis, it was like noon. So we're getting into like 4 p.m. The sun is finally starting to descend in the sky. So some of that oppressive heat has worn off. But immediately you feel better standing on the edge of this disc here. So you do certainly have the bazaar is in full force still. So if there's anything you wanted to do, you definitely have a few hours before, if it closes down, it would close down. So what's the plan from here? The Earth Elemental guessed 3 days, and you guess you're going to be checking in with Alistar. So if they find your companions, you'll know.
Well, I need a bath. Because I'm schwitzing.
Let's go back to Prudence, get ourselves a room.
So that was just a tavern, unfortunately. So there are no rooms at Sam's Club.
No.
We gotta find an inn.
I mean,
you sure we can't just sleep behind the counter?
No.
With straws leading from her eye stock glasses?
Beholders don't sleep.
I mean, neither do I.
Zap.
Let's go find the local bed and bazaar.
Okay.
Ooh, can we look for like a really dope ass can we treat ourselves a little bit?
You know what? Why don't you all tell me? You all tell me what is the inn that you find here, because I think there are a variety. Because this whole bazaar is geared for interdimensional travelers. So that means people from all kinds of different worlds, planes meet here to sell and trade their wares. So what kind of place do you find amidst all of this thing that's set up for like business class travelers?
One for no creatures, maybe?
Ooh, we find a bed and bazaar.
Yes.
That it's called the Gith Yankee Doodle, and it is
monster.
It is a Gith Yankee ship that is parched on the towards the edge of this disc, and it has been sectored into different rooms.
Oh God. Yes.
Before
I feel like we asked Carl, we're like, you pick the place. You're a princess. Great taste.
And then
we're like,
oh no.
Theme and great.
Yes.
I mean, I know we've been through a lot, but Saya's still pretty hype from that experience earlier, and knowing what an eclectic group of people are here, she's just eager to keep exploring and talk to people. So once we've settled on an inn to stay, I want to venture out and like find a social scene, like I don't know, maybe a cafe or a fucking club, and go talk to people.
I mean, I think the Gith Yankee Doodle is the only place that has rooms open. Everywhere else is booked, so I guess that's okay. But, you know, it doesn't have to be trash, even though that's its name. So, Nassim, why don't you...
Is it?
Why don't you tell me one interesting feature this inn has? Give me... What does the Gith Yankee Doodle have? And I'm coming for all of you, so start thinking.
Oh,
Not you, Sage,
The
you've
Gith
done
Yankee
enough.
Doodle, it has a game room where people
Ooh.
are playing role-playing tabletop games.
Whoa! Whoa! So meta!
In a library
Oh
of
my
stories and fiction and games, and there's
Whoa.
like maybe 15 tables here, and
Dude, is this a
loud
nerd? This is a nerd
Yeah.
inn. I love this.
They're all pretty young here.
Okay, all right.
It's a hostel.
That's amazing. Welcome, Ginger Snap. Welcome, Raiders. We are talking about the interdimensional bazaar inn, the Gith Yankee Doodle. So you're welcome. Katie, why don't you tell me one feature of the Gith Yankee Doodle?
Like every themed location, there's a gift shop.
Oh yes. Oh good.
Where you can buy all sorts of memorabilia and of course the collector's cup.
Oh god, yes.
Which, if you have that, you can buy it for an expensive one-time fee.
Yes.
And continue to get refills.
And get free
obviously.
refill. But what is
Kara-
the drink? Yeah.
Kara buys a over-the-top tricorn captain's hat.
They do sell those in the gift shop, the tri-corner hats, and then the novelty glasses that you can buy and refill are actually shaped like little wooden boats. So they're like sort of like gravy saucers that you can fill.
cumbersome.
Yeah.
Like-
Oh,
Do
great.
you drink
It's
from it long
literally
ways
a
or
gravy
nose
boat.
ways?
It's a gravy boat that you know, so you can get refills in the gravy boat.
Dead.
A refill before you even get to your table.
Yep. So that's that. And then Brittany, please give me another feature.
I'm actually speaking from experience. I have drunk from a gravy boat, and I'm telling you, it's not easy. However way you go about it,
It's a very messy
easy
place.
To spill.
Get a straw.
Yeah. Like shallow bowls. Why the fuck do they make shallow bowls? Like it's just the dumbest thing on the planet. Anyway, yeah, sailor gravy boats, unless there's a handle. Arnadil notices on her way to, she just gets her little like magical swipey card.
Yeah.
You know, we all, I'm assuming, got private rooms because who the fuck wants to share the dorm with everybody else? We're all fucking tired. So she gets a private room with a private bathroom.
Yes.
Very important.
Yes.
And on her way up says, all right, I'll rendezvous with you guys later. She notices two things. She notices that there's a smoking section, and it's so full of smoke that, and there's like a glass window. Basically think of the smoking section in an airport. That's never ventilated.
Oh my god, smoke
It's
bags.
never ventilated. You can't see clearly through the glass, and it reeks about like 10 feet parameter on your way past it. So she notices that. She's like, huh, all right, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And then continues and then sees on the other side a hot tub area.
Whoa.
That has hot tubs that are slightly too small. You know, it's more of like a 3-person thing.
So intimate for
Yeah.
a hostel.
Really? Yeah, but there's like 3 rows of 5, so there's like 15 fucking hot tubs, and they all are slightly too small, you know, like awkwardly
small hot
so
tubs.
like if you sat in it by yourself it'd be fine, and not smoke, but that reeks of really stale chlorine.
Oh my god.
Which I found out that chlorine smell only smells when urine, skin cells, hair, and other body things have chemically reacted to it.
We're going into a hotel pool again.
Oh my god.
Yep. All the things. I just watched a video on it recently.
God.
So Arnadil sees both of those things on either side towards her
But
room.
I'm sure
She's
she
like,
tells us about how that smells great, and we're like,
oh no,
Yeah.
no. She knows all sorts of shit that it bores people to hear these details. So she generally chooses not to share it unless you ask or if it's
never
brought
asks.
up.
Okay.
So yeah, she just takes note, like not getting into that shit. And
So,
then carries on to her room.
So, what a picture. What a picture of the Githyanki Doodle Inn. So you find this place. It is the only place on the disc that has rooms open. So when you walk inside, it's just this totally garish, like, this is a pirate themed hotel, like, as you walk inside, and behind like this desk of like barrels that have been like laid together with plywood over the top, a Githyanki, so one of these like yellow skin kind of gangly extra planar beings, like tips their tricorner hat to you and says, well, howdy do, welcome to the Githyanki Doodle Inn. My name is First Mate Wesley Bones. It is a pleasure to have you here.
Oh
you
my
want...
God, Wesley, I will write you a great review if you stop talking like that.
Oh, they're always watching. So, hi, welcome. Would you all like to come aboard our...
Absolutely. Cara's already got stopped in the gift shop, got the hat, has the gravy boat, and is like, I'm so ready.
Oh,
Are the bathtub shaped like boats?
Yep. Genuine lobster pots. I mean boats.
Yeah, Cara looks at you all with like utter childish glee in her eyes.
Would you also like to purchase, if you upgrade to include a breakfast in your tabs, we'll also go ahead and throw in a free dinner at our Jolly Roger Saloon.
Sounds like a good time.
Great. Well, I'll go ahead and just add that onto your total. So is that going to be 4 rooms today? I mean cabins.
Yep.
Great. All right. What form of currency would you like to pay in, other than the old doubloon? Haha.
We have much gold.
I mean, what do we owe? What's the total?
If you're paying in material plain gold, boop, 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 he like types in a couple things on like a box. It doesn't have a screen or anything, but it has some keys. How many days will you be staying?
2 nights, 3 days.
2 nights, 3. Okay. All right. That will be.
Arnadale's trying to help him out. Like,
Yeah.
You don't want to do this any more than we do.
75 gold pieces each.
Oh, God. Actually, that's not bad. But, all right, here you go.
Yeah, for 3 days. Yeah.
2 nights.
Boop.
Not bad. 35 a night.
All
That's
right.
really cheap.
Thanks for the gold. We
38,
won't make you
whatever.
walk the plank. Haha.
Oh, do we do you guys have like serve breakfast? Do we need to pay like 5 extra
You have.
for like
You just bought the upgraded
You-
breakfast passes, so come back
sorry,
down
I was preoccupied with
to the
sorry.
lobby for a spectacular feast.
Oh my God, he's gonna give us a lanyard for that breakfast pass. I can feel it.
I think they gave us like the little plastic tokens, right?
You have collectible pins.
We
Uh,
surely do. And he like sighs and like opens up a drawer down below and brings out like one of those little cardboard things that has like 6 different pins stuck on it. And they're
It's
all
like fucked up around the edges.
yeah, they're all like weird, nasty enamel pins of like pirates and like skull and crossbones and that kind of shit. And he slides them over.
Oh, I'll get the skull and crossbones.
Okay.
I
That'll
get
be
the
1
one-
gold piece.
Oh,
One whole gold piece? Oh my God.
It's
Never
the
mind.
best booty in the cosmos.
is there a pin that says that? Because I'll take that one.
No. I made that up.
Dude, we all
Give me whatever you have the most of.
You should make that pin.
Best booty. Wear it everywhere.
The best booty in the cosmos.
Okay.
He looks at you flat-eyed, like.
All right,
Okay.
you're dead. You are so beyond.
Yeah, this guy just seems
You just
totally unmotivated to do his job. So instead of paying for the pin, I'm just gonna give him the gold piece and be like, hang in there. Things get better. There's other places than this disc, and you're doing your best, and maybe a little, I don't know.
I'm gonna just take the card keys like while Saya's talking to him and like disperse them and be like,
A little spice or smile might give you a few more tips.
Oh, well, I surely would like to smile for you more. I'm sorry, that's on me. And he gives you this horrible, like, toothy, nasty smile from across the way. Here are your keys. And he slides them down. Mm-hmm.
Ferris is like a little prayer to the sisters under her breath. They're like, please change this man's fate.
oh, honey God,
Oh, man.
please.
We all pay our dues.
Yeah, and he hands over the room
service
keys.
industry dues.
Yeah. And you can absolutely head on up to your rooms. He booked you all in the same hallway. Not next to each other, but close enough. So you walk up these like creaky wooden steps to the second level here, and you see that there are a bunch of like round portholes that look out over the disc, so you can see the life of the bazaar here. And by the time you all like get into these rooms, they're okay. They're a little bit small. They definitely imitate like ship's cabins, so not a ton of space here. But you get down and you get settled, and by that point you can see that there are just so many lights outside as the sun sets. Like, these neon illusions just spin and circle and fill the air outside, and you can hear music coming from all different corners of the bazaar. And it is definitely true that this city here, it does not sleep. Everyone is wide awake, making deals, having fun. So you're settled here for now, but you certainly have some festivities awaiting you this evening. And that's where we're going to end for today before we get too farther. Oh my gosh. So happy
Next
I'm...
episode,
Yeah.
A Night on the Town.
A night on the town and shopping. Wow. I'm so happy
This is-
I'm leaving you at the Get the Yankee Doodle.
This is my greatest accomplishment. It is just all downhill
You
for
mean
me.
your greatest crime? I think this is your greatest intellectual
I'm like-
property crime.
Gonna kidnap that guy who works there and give him a better life.
I think he just wants a night off to like do laundry and maybe play video games.
He just wants to fucking chill.
Yeah,
He's trying to get
I mean
through
that's
college.
the thing is, we've all worked fucking those kind of jobs, and sometimes you don't want to do shit. Sometimes you just want to go home and not do shit. And I
Oh.
think that's where he might be at.
Oh, poor Wesley.
Whew.
Poor Wesley Bones.
Wesley Bones.
Thank you all so much for tuning in to this episode of The Venture Maidens. I had a lot of fun. We're going to be spending another episode in this magical, magical town. So looking forward to that. Well, guys, I have been your dungeon master, Celeste Conowitch.
I've been your Moon Elf Warlock. There we go. Arnadella Thill, played by Brittany Quintero.
Hi, I'm Katie. I played Farah, the tiefling sorceress.
I'm Nassim, and I was your human monk, Saya Noor.
Oh man, you know what? We just fought a purple worm, went back and forth through time. We deserve
You deserve
some nonsense.
some. Yeah, no, I know. I'm here for it. I keep feeding
Oh,
you.
I love it. It's so
here's-
good. It's so good.
Here's the spoonfuls of bullshit.
Um,
The bazaar. It's weird here.
and I'm your bullshit barbarian, Barbara Hilton, played by Sage.
I'm going to wake up so mad that you named it Githyanki Doodle. I can't stand it. Thank you all for being here. This has been an awesome episode. We love you all. If you enjoyed the show, if you're new to Venture Maidens, welcome. What an episode. Please, 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 if you want to support us, the best way to learn about everything we're doing, everything we're involved in, is to follow us on social media at Venture Maidens across the board on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Also, we stream a lot of D&D here. So we are going to be back on Friday. Yes, with an episode of our Dragon Age RPG DM'd by Sage and featuring a wonderful cast. And Sunday, Nassim will be back streaming some video games here. And then, of course, if you always want to check in on our schedule, again, just follow us on Twitter or on Facebook. You can always check out our Patreon, which is an amazing way to support us. Right now, we are all gearing up to publish our first ever Venture Zine, which is going to be so cool. For $10 and up patrons, we're actually going to be mailing out a tiny little magazine that's so full of cool stuff. And right now, we are actually running a contest to find our cover art. So if you all are interested, we have pin details on our Twitter page. But basically, we are looking for black and white art submissions for the cover. So if you're interested in doing that, send something in to venturemaidens@gmail.com, and you might be immortalized forever on our Venture Zine. Live forever! Apply today!
Start your legacy.
Yes. So thank you all so much for being here. And until next time, venture away! Venture away, everybody. Okay, and yeah.